Hello friends, welcome back. In the previous lecture, we have discussed about the factors that are affecting the compaction, and also we have discussed about the how the soil structure behaves depending upon the water content, like whether it is on the dry of optimum or the wet of optimum. Similarly, we can also discuss about the permeability. As we already know, as the soil is more compacted, then the voids between the solid particles is escaping. That means the soil particles are coming closer to each other. That's why we can say that as you are increasing the compaction, then our permeability will be decreases. Similarly, if we are talking about the compressibility, so as you are talking about the compressibility, because of the doing compaction, our compressibility will also decreases. Similarly, as you're increasing the compaction, then we can say that our shear strength of the soil will also be increases. Now, let us concentrate on the field compaction and equipment. So, what is the procedure we'll generally follow, like whether it is on the construction of highway embankments or any embankments and the earthen dams? So, what we'll do, we will take the soil from a site and then we will dump over the construction place, and then and what is happened? That means if you are dumping the soil, means that is under the loosest condition. So, if we compact the soil, then uh, such that we will increasing the dry density of the soils. So depending upon the type of the soils and also the type of the constructions, we will use the different equipments to increase the or to apply the compaction process. Okay, now suppose here we will see that what is the type of equipment in the first column, and also we will see what is a suitable soil type, and also in the right column we'll see the type of work simply. So let us talk about the rammers, or we can also call it as a rammers, or we can also the dampers. So this equipment is usable for all types of soils, it doesn't matter, and normally it is useful in confined areas. That means you take a plate with you take a hammer with enlarged bed, and you keep on tampering on the soil. So that is also nothing but a compaction. So wherever there is a confinement area, in those areas we will use this type of equipment. That means either behind the retaining walls or behind the basement, or if you are filling any trenches. So for all those cases, or simply remember that wherever there is a confined area, we will use the dampers or rampers. Why? Because in the confined area we can't move a roller vehicle, isn't it? So that's why we will use this type. And next one is smooth wheeled rollers. So or else in general we will call it as a road rollers. I think hope you might have seen. So for road rollers you will see that the drums are very smooth. So generally these are used for the gravel or sand. We can also use it for the crushing of rocks, or crushed rocks also we can use it. So in generally these type of rollers are used for the road construction. So in most of the time, the construction of the roads that might be possible either with gravel or sand. So mostly you will see the smooth wheel rollers while the construction of road. Next one, pneumatic tide rollers. That means instead of smooth rollers, here you can see some rubber wheel rollers. There's some enlargement of the wheels will be there. So generally this type of soils equipment is suitable for either we can use it for sand, gravel, but we can use it for silty soils and also we can use it for the clay soils also. Generally this type of will be used for the same highways, earthen dams also we can use it. Earthen dams or else we can use it for the road construction also. And similarly sheep foot rollers. The name itself, what is meant by sheep foot rollers? That means there will be some enlarged base will be there so that there will be some kneading action while doing the compaction. So the sheep foot rollers is mostly useful for the clay soils. So the main useful for the core of earthen dams. Okay. And the next one is nothing but a vibratory rollers. The name itself, what you can understand, that means if you are applying vibration, then due because of the vibrations, the voids will escape. So mostly these are useful for the sandy soils. So generally these are useful for the embankments for oil storage tanks. Embankment for oil storage tanks. Okay. So this you suppose if some question is asked like what is the best equipment for the clay soils, then we have to choose the sheep foot rollers. That means because here kneading action will be there. What is meant by kneading? What is meant by kneading? That means we ask because of the enlarged that will go through the soils. So that action is called the kneading. So for that, clay soils are best suitable. If you're talking about the sands, if you keep on vibrating the sands, that will be compacted more. So clay soils is best suitable for the sheep foot rollers. Vibrator rollers are best suitable for the sandy soils. Okay. So like that, they will give you some equipment and they will ask you to choose the what is the type of soil that will be most suitable. So these are the common equipment that we'll use in the field for the compaction of the soils. Here we have to talk about some like relative compaction. So here you can understand what is meant by relative. That means here we will discuss with respect to the maximum value, isn't it? As we have already discussed, as we are not following the same procedures for the compaction of soils in the laboratory as well as in the field, as the both are different, then we cannot achieve the same maximum dry density as you are achieved in the laboratory to the field. So that's why we will compare the maximum dry density that is achieved in the field to the lab, and that we will call it as a relative compaction, where we can have the maximum dry density. In the lab, we can obtain the maximum dry density. That's fine. If we compare the maximum dry density in the field that is achieved to the dry density that is obtained in the laboratory, if we measure those comparison, then that is what nothing but a relative compaction. This is what nothing but a here we will use what is the gamma d achieved in the field divided by what is the gamma d maximum in the laboratory. If we express this value in terms of the percentage, that is what nothing but relative compaction. So in generally, if this value, if it comes around 95%, then we can say that that compaction is acceptable. Okay. So this is what we will compare the relationship between the dry density achieved in the field to the laboratory. Okay. Thank you.